When I saw that message, my whole body went cold. Come get her. We're boarding now. Then another one popped up, my mother's name at the top. Don't make us feel guilty. She needs to learn a lesson. For a second, I couldn't even breathe. My 8-year-old daughter was sitting alone at the airport while my entire family, my mom, my sisters, their husbands boarded a flight to Disney. I didn't text back. I just ran. The airport felt unreal, too bright, too loud, like a nightmare in the middle of the day. When I finally saw her sitting on a bench by the gate, her tiny suitcase beside her, tears streaking her face, she looked up and whispered, "They said I was being a brat." She had refused to get on the plane without me. That was her so-called crime. I wrapped my arms around her and held her so tight she could barely breathe. People stared, but I didn't care. Walking out of that airport, I felt something shift inside me, something calm, dangerous, and final. This wasn't just cruelty anymore. It was control, and I had let it go on far too long. My mother had always acted like the queen. Every family decision had to go through her: vacations, birthdays, even who sat where at dinner. And I was always the difficult one, expected to fall in line or be punished. When I became a single mom, she saw her chance. She offered help, babysitting, money, advice, but it all came with strings attached. If I disagreed with her, she called me ungrateful. If I pushed back, she threatened to cut me out of the will. I used to believe she still had limits, that there was a line she wouldn't cross. Leaving my daughter alone at an airport proved I was wrong. I didn't yell. I didn't call. I just watched their Disney trip play out in the family group chat, smiling photos, matching mouse ears, fake captions about family time. Not one mention of the child they'd abandoned. That silence, their shared, deliberate silence, told me everything I needed to know. They didn't think they'd done anything wrong. They thought they were teaching me a lesson. That was their first mistake. For the next 2 weeks, I planned carefully and quietly. They thought I was emotional and impulsive, someone who acted before thinking. So, I used that against them. The house my mother lived in, it wasn't even hers. It belonged to a family trust my father had set up before he died. As the eldest, I had partial control over that trust, something she'd either forgotten or assumed I'd never dare use. Until I did. I filed a formal complaint with the trustees, citing manipulation, financial misuse, and emotional endangerment. I attached screenshots, voice messages, and years of shady transactions she thought no one noticed: vacations charged to shared accounts, donations in her name, and now proof she'd left a minor alone across state lines. Once the trust lawyers saw the evidence, they froze everything: her cards, travel perks, and credit lines. At the same time, I pulled my daughter out of the private school my mom paid for and enrolled her in a local one. Instead, new address, new number. I cut every thread they once used to control us. They didn't even realize what I'd done until they got back. The first call came from my sister. "What the hell did you do?" she demanded. I kept my voice calm. "You left my kid at an airport. I left you with consequences." Then my mother called. Her tone was sharp, trembling just under the surface. "You're overreacting," she said. "You've embarrassed this family." "No," I told her. "You did that when you abandoned an 8-year-old. I heard her inhale sharply, the sound of control slipping away. "You think you can punish me?" she hissed. I smiled. "I already have. Within a month, the trust board forced her to step down from all estate decisions. Her lawyer told her to cooperate unless she wanted a public hearing. My sisters turned on her and the family chat went dead silent. It was almost poetic watching them crumble, not from scandal or shouting, but from the same cold silence they once used to shut me out. Weeks later, my mother showed up at my door. No makeup, no jewelry, no entourage, just a hollow version of the woman who used to command everyone. "I didn't mean for her to be scared," she said softly. "You know how she talks back. She's 8, I said, cutting her off. "And she's done talking to you." Her eyes filled with tears, not of remorse, but realization. She lost her grip on us for good. I didn't let her in. She stood there, searching for the old version of me who would have caved. But that woman didn't exist anymore. That night, my daughter curled up beside me and asked, "Are they ever going to make me go with them again?" I brushed her hair back and whispered, "No, sweetheart. They don't get to make those choices anymore." She smiled, a small, fragile smile. The kind that only comes when a child finally feels safe. The next morning, I deleted the family group chat for good.